Hey everybody, I'm Shawn, I'm one of the Danleys.
I'm Tiffany, I'm the other Danley.
Thanks for joining us. If you missed our video on Prescott Winters, we'll drop a link in the description below, but today it's beautiful 70 degrees, sunny.
Summer.
And we're gonna talk about life in Prescott in this summer. So stick around. Hey, it's gonna be like 85 degrees today. Can you grab my sunglasses?
Yeah. I'm grabbing stuff right now. Need to make sure we're hydrated.
What about my coffee?
I got it. Yeah, I probably should bring a rain jacket, right?
How about let's grab an umbrella, just in case. It is summer in Prescott after all. So as you can see, you never know what you're gonna get in the summertime in Prescott. Similar to you never know what you're gonna get in Prescott in the wintertime.
It's true. The weather here has a mind of its own. And it's never typical. So one year it could be a very wet monsoon season and the next year it could be pretty dry. And so something to know, obviously we're in the high desert and we do have a little bit warmer temperatures than say somewhere on the west coast or in the northwest. Our average temperature or warm months are between June and September, and our average temperature during that time is 85 degrees. July is the hottest month at 87, but we do have something called monsoon season, and that's when we get between 40 and 50% of our rainfall for the year. And that runs from June until the end of September. And over the years, we've gotten anywhere. 2014, we got almost 19 inches of rain that year. And then 2020, we got just over 2 inches. In the last 2 weeks, we've had in Prescott 4 inches and in Prescott Valley 6 inches. So it's anybody's guess what the weather's going to do. We've had nonstop rain here in Prescott Valley for at least
the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Easily. But it's different, it's not your Pacific Northwest overcast all day, constant drizzle. The mornings are beautiful and sunny, and then in the afternoon, which is typical for most parts of the Southwest, like Colorado and high country areas, the thunderstorms roll in the afternoon. You'll get a downpour for 30 minutes. Sometimes even less, and then you'll have a beautiful sunset with all the clouds. We'll put some photos here of some recent sunsets. It's unbelievable. So you'll get that afternoon thunderstorm, and then it'll clear up, and then the next morning it's beautiful and sunny again. So that's kind of the pattern that we see during the summertime, but it's a welcome change. We love having the water. It replenishes the aquifers, deep down in the earth below us, and that's where a lot of our water comes from. So we're all for it. And actually, our hottest month is not even August, right?
It's
our
July.
Hottest month is July.
And the average temperature in July is 87 degrees. But 87 degrees is actually pretty pleasant. When you're thinking of Phoenix, when it could hit, high 110s, 118, 119, sometimes 120. I mean, 87 is nothing. We will see some days that hit the 90s. But we don't have the humidity, so I know everybody hates to hear it, but it is a dry heat. Monsoon will have some humidity, 40-50% usually at most. It's not too bad. It's not miserable. It's not like down in the south or in Florida.
You're not dealing with 90 degrees with, 85, 90% humidity. It's nothing like that at all.
Not at all. And then it cools off at night, right? So you could get into the high 50s, low 60s at night. So you have a pretty big temperature swing. You can open your windows at night sometimes, and it's definitely nice. The other nice thing about monsoon season, it greens everything up. So you might have seen in some of our previous videos how green everything is. We've actually had to cut natural growing grass, which is not something that commonly happens here, but it's been a nice welcome change.
Oh, the entire region takes on a totally different look. You would think that you're looking at photos of Colorado
Definitely.
or the Pacific Northwest. I mean, all the hills, Glassford Hill. We'll post a picture of Glassford Hill. I mean, it's completely green right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The other thing that we do get, though, with the sudden onset of rain in the afternoons, you'll hear your phone pinging and going off for flash flooding. So flash flooding is a concern in our area. You don't cross water if it's flooded, obvious things. We actually have a law in Arizona. It's called the Arizona Stupid Drivers Law.
And that's the actual name of it.
That is actually the typical, or the name for it. And it's interesting because what it states is if you're stupid and you drive through a flooded water area, you drive down a road that has standing water on it and you get stuck and they have to come out and rescue you, do a water rescue for you, then
you'll get a big fat bill.
Yeah,
for that recovery.
You're gonna get a fine, you're gonna get a ticket, and I mean it's common sense, right? Don't cross flooded water. So we'll see that on occasion. You'll see some standing puddles on the roads. There's a lot of drainage in place, but when you get inundated with a couple of inches of rain or an inch and a half of rain in 2 hours, you're gonna get some standing water. So you'll see some video of that on Glassford Hill in Prescott Valley. We recently experienced that, but then it's typically dried out by later that evening or even the next morning, depending on how much water we've gotten. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't want to be in the dry river beds. If you're a dirt biker, side-by-side rider, mountain biker, horseback rider, you don't want to be on the trails. It causes damage at that point when we have that much water. Our ground can soak it up, but it takes a little bit more time for it to soak it in.
Yeah,
So
these soils are not like spongy, absorbent soils. So a lot of times that water hits the ground and it just runs on the surface, doesn't know what to do. So
there's a lot of clay content in our soils in the area. Yeah. So it definitely, it sits a little bit longer, but typically by the evening or the next morning, it's gone. And we do get thunder and lightning storms. So if you have kids that are coming from a different area and they don't know what thunder or lightning are, be prepared for some sleepless nights or kiddos trying to
crawl into bed.
Yes. They're really interesting and fun to watch. The thunder is just super loud, and sometimes we'll shake things, like shake your walls in your house. You can hear it so loudly. And the electric storms that we get are unlike any other because we do have wide open skies. And so they're really fun to watch. Just watch at a distance and be safe because, again, you don't want to get struck by lightning. So.
Yeah, we had a home in our area that got hit by a lightning strike just a few weeks ago.
Everybody was fine.
Everyone was fine. I don't think anyone was home, but
there was some damage caused to the house.
It does happen. We're at mile high elevation and we're in the high desert, and this is a place where those thunderstorms during the summer are a real thing. So if you're a photographer, you'll absolutely love it. Every night is just a painted sky. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
During monsoon season for sure. And I think the nice thing is, if you are a runner, walker, whatever, you want to get out during the day and you're afraid of rain, like Shawn said, it's usually just afternoon rain. We typically don't see it in the morning unless it's a pretty big front coming through that might have lasted from the night before, but that's pretty rare. So like today, it's sunny, but we have a 60% chance of rain this afternoon. And when you get 60% chance of rain in the area, it's likely going to happen. So
yeah, we have our sunglasses on right now. The sun is pretty intense in the high country. You don't notice it as much, if you're down in Phoenix, but when you come up in elevation, or you take a day trip from, the Prescott area to Flagstaff, where you're at, 7,000 foot, it's a lot more intense, and that takes a little bit of adjusting if you're not from the area, or you're down in the Phoenix Valley and or
even at sea level if you're coming from sea level.
If you're at sea level. I mean, it is pretty intense. So during the day, if you've got sensitive eyes, you're definitely going to want to have your hats or sunglasses.
You're going to sunburn easily, so if you're out doing yard work or you're out playing, doing something outside,
it happens like that.
Before quick. You know it. So that's pretty much the Prescott Summers in a nutshell.
Yeah, we love it, and we think you would as well. So if you have any questions or comments for us, drop them in the comment section below. Reach out to us. We love interacting with our subscribers and followers, and we sure appreciate you watching.